Hello everyone, thanks for joining once again. Today we're going to do a video on how to sharpen your mower blades using a high-end blade sharpener. In a prior video that seems like everyone enjoyed, I did a video about how to sharpen your lawnmower blades with just a file, and if you'd like, I'm going to link to that at the end of this video. It'll be one of the pop-up videos at the end of this one. And I'm also going to talk about in another video, which once I create it, I'll link to the differences between a mulching blade and also a high lift blade. And this one is a mulching blade that I'm going to sharpen. And one of the issues that you might have when sharpening a mulching blade is the fact that it's not perfectly straight. You can see here, it kind of goes up like this. And when you're using a machine like you're about to see now, you're going to have to do a portion of it here, then maybe a little bit here, and then figure out another way to do the portion of the blade that's on an incline. Okay, so I'm going to take you through the steps on sharpening your mower blades using one of these machines that I'm going to show you. And if you have any questions, just ask them down below in the comment section. Well, the first thing we want to do is get any of this debris off of the blades. This one is not too bad, but you can see some buildup here, you know, dried grass, and you know, you don't want to keep this here, especially because it can throw the blade out of balance. And when your blade is not in balance, it can ruin your mower. You've got the pulley system above that this thing is attached to, and if it starts to wobble, you're going to shake it free. And I saw that happen on a lawn tractor one time, and the replacement cost for the part at that point was greater than the cost of the mower. So we're going to get this off first. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this corded drill. I like corded because it's got more power, and this little brush that I got from Harbor Freight for about $3 or $4. We're going to use that first to get some of this stuff off. And of course, I'm going to be wearing goggles, as should you, throughout the entire process to make sure you don't, you don't go blind sharpening your mower blades. Another thing you could use if you don't have something like this is one of these 3-in-1 tools that you got for, say, drywalling. You can scrape it off the best that you can if you've got some loose debris, but at some point you're going to need a little bit more horsepower than this can provide. I'm going to do the back side, and well, you don't have to watch this. When I'm done, we'll start sharpening the blade. All right, so I did both blades. Look at all this stuff. I'm gonna have to vacuum this when we're finished. But you know, it's a lot of debris, and yes, it could throw your blades off balance, and that's why you want to get all this off. So let's talk about the machine we're going to use here to sharpen the blades. This is made by Vever, and they were kind enough to provide this to me. You know, I've always wanted a machine like this one. I've also been looking at chainsaw sharpener machines as well. I don't use the chainsaw as much as I used to when I used to chop wood for the wood stove. But you know, right now, this, you know, being that I mow the lawn frequently and I've got a tractor, this is definitely something that I wanted to use because I would use it more frequently. And this one is a 1 horsepower model, I believe, and we're going to give it a shot. I did practice just by sharpening a little hatchet the other day, and this is my first time sharpening mower blades. And like I said, this one is going to be just a little challenging. This part in the front, the widest span here, will probably be no problem. I'm going to have to get this a little bit, and then we're going to use another method to get the little incline here. So let's start. I'm going to set up the camera on the other side here so you can see what I'm doing. But basically what we're looking at is this is going to go in here, right? And the back side here that you can see needs to be flat up against the guide. Because if you turn it like this or turn it like that, you're going to get the wrong angle. This thing is set at the appropriate angle, and you do not want to deviate from that. So let's see what we can do here. Again, wearing the goggles and gloves before we turn this thing on. I'm going to stop it right here. Hopefully you can see that we've gotten, you know, a portion of it, but not all of it yet, which means that this was already not sharpened the last time at the right angle. And this was when I was using the hand file, right? This shows that when you do it by hand, you're not getting the same angle all the way across. Getting there. right, let's take a look at that now. Take off one of my gloves. It's, looks like it's a lot smoother, but it's not really that sharp yet. I'm gonna have to keep going and to make sure that this thing is as sharp as can be. Okay, that is definitely sharper. And I'm going to try to get this top piece to see if it's possible. And then what we'll do is we'll attack the middle next after that. Okay, I was able to get it. And this little piece is okay. I want to get that one a little better as well. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to use the hand file because we're using motors today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Dremel, and on the Dremel I've got a sanding wheel that's made from metal, and we're going to get this on here, and we will sharpen this down. And just make, get this edge, this little bit left here sharpened. Okay, it definitely feels very sharp, and but again, one of those things where you got that little drop here in the angle, and it's never going to be perfect. So, but this thing is extremely sharp right now. I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll check it out when we're finished. I think this side came out even sharper than the other one. And this section doesn't look pretty on camera, but I'm telling you, it's really sharp here too, using that Dremel. And off camera, I'm going to do the other blade, but now you got a good feel for this. See how this thing looks. Now, the machine I thought worked well. The guide was great. I will really want to try this on some straight flat blades instead of mulching blades, because even when I came up here, you get this change here in elevation, which, changes how the blade meets up against the grinder, and that part was a little bit more challenging over here than this, which was a lot easier. But overall, I felt like the machine did a great job. It's definitely better than using a grinder in your hand, where you're not able to control the angle. It's better than the hand file that you saw me use in the other video, because again, you could control the angle better. The benefit of the hand file is it's slower, and you won't screw up as easily if you take too much off of your blade. Remember, when you're done with this thing has to be when you're finished, this has to be balanced. So what I like to do is put a nail and we can do that in a second here. We're going to show you how you put a nail inside up against your workbench and see if the thing is balanced. We're going to test that out right now. All right. It looks like it's balanced from here. It's not tipping in any specific direction one way or the other. If it was heavier on one side, you'd see it doing this a little bit, right? But it's not. So it looks like it's balanced. About 20 years ago, I saw some guy who looks like a chemistry teacher skiing with one of these down a hill. So hopefully this video was a good tutorial for you on how to sharpen with a machine. I also am linking to this machine if you want to buy it down in the description in the first pinned comment. In the event you want to check it out, it's a couple $100. And if you do a lot of mowing and you have a big yard and you're changing your blades, and you should be sharpening them often because of the benefits it creates for your lawn, then absolutely check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please hit that like button. It would help the channel. Thanks very much, everyone, and we'll see you next time.